And welcome to the podcast, guys, with Rob and Nando. Today, we not only have one, we don't have two, we have three special guests on the show today. So we are going to have them introduce themselves. First, the ladies. We have Courtney and Jackie. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Courtney Roselle. I am a health and wellness professional for the past 12 years. I'm most known as NBC's Titan Games, as Titan of the East, the winner of the show. But I own my own health and wellness company, Iron Grace. I actually just bought my gym this past week in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Congratulations.
So come visit out, do some fitness modeling and motivational speaking as well underneath my brand. So
yep. Amazing.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Giancola. I am a writer, singer-songwriter, musician, actor, model, and I'm also a life coach, which is awesome. I've currently written a musical for Broadway. It's called Miss Misunderstood. You'll see it soon. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Yeah.
Glad to have you both on. It's amazing. Also, since we're going to be talking about dating shortly, why don't you bring up also your age? I think you mentioned your occupation, highest level of education, and are you single, married, dating, pretty much your dating status?
Yeah, so I'm 35 years old. I have a bachelor's degree actually in marketing and management. I'm a health and wellness professional, mostly a trainer, and I am definitely single, unsingle, suffering in the dating scene sometimes, but we're trying out here.
Oh, it's tough to hear. It's not only the guys out there that are struggling, it's the ladies, but hey, we're here for you too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're all struggling. I'm 27. I went to the University of Alabama. I majored in communications and minored in Spanish. And yeah, painfully single. Painfully single.
Yes. For both.
All right, and we are welcoming back another special guest, CZAR of Dating, Daniel Sardania.
Thank you guys for having me once again on something that's going to become the best podcast in the tri-state area.
Thank you. I appreciate
the
that.
realest in the game right now.
We're crushing it. So, we're ready to rock today. We're going to get onto some topics. What's the first question you have for the ladies?
Yeah, so let's get this started. So my first question is for you guys. I wanted to get a female perspective. Where do you think guys are screwing up when it comes to dating? You said that you guys are also having a hard time. What do you think guys are messing up? Is it a lack of confidence? Is it how they're approaching? Do they just misunderstand women?
So many things.
Let's go. Sure.
So many things.
Dig into it.
First of all, asking instead, always asking for the Instagram first. I mean, I have social media. I don't love being on it all the time. And I feel like a lot of people are paying attention to follower count, which I don't love. Also, not approaching women. I feel like with me, they expect me to make the first move. No one ever talks to me at a bar, I could be going to a bar or coffee shop where it's for singles, and I see people looking at me, making eye contact, hey, being inviting, will not come up to me. And then I'll go up to them and be like, why didn't you come up to me? And they're like, I could never go up to you. I'm so interested, but I could never go up to you. That's a huge turnoff, huge. And just the lack of confidence. If you're confident in who you are as a person, you're so much more attractive, And I'm sure you can attest, personality, at least for me, is what makes someone attractive. You could be a 10 out of 10 physically. If you have a horrible personality, you're a 0. You're automatically a 0. And you could maybe not be the tallest or not have the best features or whatever. But if you have a heart of gold and you treat me amazingly, you become visually to me a 10 out of 10. You become the hottest person ever.
Okay, so
Oh no.
Let's hear what's coming.
I hope you guys were listening. She made some great points. And I know Andrew Tate said to get the girl's Instagram. I disagree. And I always tell guys, stop getting a girl's Instagram. Learn from my experience, because even when you ask for the phone number and she says, how about you take my Instagram instead? 99% of the times when I took her Instagram instead of getting her phone number, nothing happened between me and the girl. Statistically, I'm being honest with you guys, 99% of the times, nothing fucking happened. So when I tell you guys, draw the line in the sand, and you tell a girl, no, either I get your number or we're never talking at all. And that's it. And you have to be a man of, you got to stick to your guns.
Please.
Because I'm teaching you guys the real game. Go for the phone number. If she finds your Instagram or you give her your Instagram, the mystery's gone. She knows everything about you. If you don't have enough followers, you don't have the right profile set up, she can disqualify you. And women are always looking for ways to disqualify you. They're looking for anything to disqualify you.
What's your take on it?
Oh, you make your point first.
I have a good point. I have a good point. So you could also give them your number, because I've had experiences where I've picked up a stalker from giving my number. So sometimes I'm afraid to give my number, especially if someone's very forward, because then I have a literal stalker showing up, reverse phone booking me through my phone number, calling me 160 times. Then when I block them, calling me from another number. So sometimes it just makes a girl feel more comfortable if you give them theirs. And if they really like you, like, I'm absolutely going to text you or call you. Absolutely.
Yeah, so if the attraction is high enough, if you know what you're doing and you have game, the attraction is high enough. And me and the Texting Prince, the guy I do podcasts with, shout out to him, follow him on Instagram as well. He does this as well. Now I just give women my number, whether it's at the gym, wherever I meet them, dating apps, here, text me, right? Let's go out for a drink. If they really like you, if they're attracted to you, they will text you. Yeah.
But I will say, please, I'm begging every man, you better have plans and make the drink happen, because like,
yes.
I'm not making the plans. So if you like, I'm like, all right, hi, I hit you up and you're like, where do you want to go? I'm already turned off. Please be like in that realm of like, you make the plans, you make the initiative, you like follow through. Please, I'm begging you.
So when I was out on a date with this Dominican, or anytime I'm out on a date with a girl, they're looking at the drink menu. I always ask them, like, do you prefer gin, vodka? Is there something you don't drink? Oh, I like vodka over gin, whatever. So I always order the drink for them. I pick the drink that I know they're going to
I don't
like.
mind that.
And every single time they're like, how did you know I would like this? Because when you go into a date, the last thing a girl wants to do is make any type of decisions. She doesn't want to make any fucking decisions. And statistically, a woman would rather have the guy choose the date, her go out to that dinner date and not enjoy the food or the restaurant, still have a good time, than her having to pick the date, choosing a place that she likes, the food she likes, rather than the guy not picking it for her. You understand what I'm saying? So she would rather the guy make the choice, make the decision, lead, pick the place. Even if she doesn't end up liking the food, she'll still appreciate that more than her making the choice and her liking the food of her choosing.
Yeah, I want a guy to have the initiative of like doing everything. I also like, I'm going to be honest, guys, open a door for me, please. And also open a fucking car door for me, please. I'm begging you. Please open a car. Yo, let's talk about a turn on real quick. Open a fucking car door for me. Game over.
I'm not doing that. I don't know about you. I don't know about
Yo, open a car door for me,
I've
please.
never opened a car door in my
Then you're
life.
not getting a second date.
I swear, if there was a Bible here right
Open a
now.
car door. It's so like the little things are underappreciated. Like you have no idea. Make it old school as fuck. I don't care what it is.
So far we got men aren't really approaching that much anymore, right? They're not taking that initiative. They're not taking the leadership when it comes to choosing a date. Once you're on that date, where are guys going wrong?
Okay. Where are they going? Number one, talking too much about yourself and not asking the female.
Okay.
Like how they are, how they're doing. Please. Also, like, let's not flex ever on financials or money.
Crypto.
I lose my shit. I lose my, like, I got all this cash and I will like lose my mind. But if you ask us how we're doing mostly and like how we're feeling, and if we were saying this, if you make a female feel safe in any situation, it is game over. Like seriously, if you make us feel vulnerable, if you make us feel feminine, if you make us feel safe, I'm not even kidding, those top three, it is game over and you're in.
So do you look for men more for protection versus money, or vice versa? You want a guy to protect you at all times?
I don't look, let me just tell you something. I don't look for men for money, but I do want to know if you have drives. So like you following through with a career, it's not about the money. It's about like, what's your discipline and what is your follow through in that? Because if you can't follow through with your own dreams and career, That's some dog shit right there.
The man
that I'm
has
not
to have
looking
a
for.
plan. You want to see that he has a plan. He's not just winging life.
Yeah, it doesn't worry about money. It's the plan behind it. You have the discipline also to also follow through with it. Like, that's it.
It's ambition. And a
Yes,
woman once told me ambition is a natural aphrodisiac in a man. You don't have to be the richest person in the world. And guys, I keep saying this, and you know this, Rob. They think you need money to get women. They think you need money to attract women. No. What you need is ambition. You need a vision, and she has to believe it. She has to wholeheartedly believe that you are a man on your mission. That's more attractive than the guy bragging about how much money he has.
Yeah.
Or what he does for a
Absolutely.
fucking job.
Absolutely.
And guys need to learn to shut the fuck up when they're out on a date with girls, because once again, they're always looking for ways to disqualify you. The less you say, the better you are, fellas. Instead of sounding like the most interesting man in the world to the woman, why don't you make her feel like she's the most interesting woman you've ever met? To me, that's more powerful as a seducer than a guy who's trying to sound like he's all that or he's the most interesting man. No one gives a shit. Like, let's be honest. No one gives a fuck. People love talking about themselves. So you ask her questions. That's what makes a great seducer. And she has to be open enough where she knows you're not going to judge her.
Make them feel safe.
Because the second a woman, this is one of the best seducers, people that are the best seducers, male seducers I'm talking about, they have this aura about them where they don't judge women. The women they're around, they don't have any type of defensive guard up. Women can just be themselves and they can say whatever they want without the fear of being judged. That comes with being a good listener. And that's why I tell guys, one of the things you have to tell a woman during a date, you do this in a smooth way. It can't be random or you sound like a fucking idiot. By the way, this is a judge-free zone. I don't judge. When you throw in that one line and a woman truly believes you, not only is she going to tell you things she doesn't tell anyone else, and you can pick up on red flags with what she's telling you, especially after a drink or two of tequila, but now she has, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but fuck it. She has no fear of sleeping with you that night because she knows you're not going to judge her for being a so-called slut if she does sleep with you. That's why that line is so powerful.
Okay, but also, why don't we practice, instead of just saying the line, actually practice not being judgmental? Like, I don't judge anyone because you don't know where people come from. You don't know their experiences. You can't judge a book by its cover. So why don't we all just practice actually not judging? Because one, you're going to be better for it in the long run. And two, like, you really, really never know. And if I grew up in your situation with your parents, with your experience, whatever, I would be the same as you.
100%.
With your brain chemistry, like we would all be the same if walking in that person's path in their shoes. So say it, but also practice it and mean it.
And that's what a lot of guys don't do. You know, they don't practice what they preach. And that's the issue with dating.
Oh my God, that's also, let me talk about the biggest turnoff, being a hypocrite. Oh my Lord. So like, again, like career wise, like I have a dream to be a famous baseball player, blah, blah, blah. But then they're out drinking 7 days a week and partying. Like, I'm like, that's the biggest turnoff, is to be the biggest hypocrite of their own practice by far.
You have to say and do what you say. Like I said, practice what you preach. If you go ass backwards, it's not going to work.
Getting back to things that once you're on the date, they're doing wrong. Give me a compliment. I mean, like, I put makeup on, I put a cute outfit on. Like, don't be afraid to be like, you look beautiful, or I love your dress, or anything. Like, my biggest pet peeve, I sit there, I'm like, okay, so I did this for nothing? Like, what? You don't think I look hot? Because why are we here? But so that, and sometimes men think that if they take you to a really nice restaurant or they're buying you drinks, whatever, you owe them something. And like, maybe I want to, give you something after, whatever. But as soon as I think that you think I owe you something, completely over.
But guys think it's transactional. That's why I always tell them the first date should never be a fucking dinner date. That's earned. With me, that's earned, number one. Because it feels more authentic after you sleep with the woman and then you tell her, hey, listen, next time we're going out, I'm taking you out to a nice dinner. To me, it feels the women appreciate what's earned. When you tell them that, they feel good about themselves. Whether you like to believe it or not, when you tell them, hey, we're going out on a nice dinner date, you earned it. You don't have
Who
to
are you
say
dating?
you don't, but
No,
you
no,
don't
no,
have
no,
to
no,
say
no.
you earned it because I slept with you. Like you're
No.
not saying that.
So we're
But-
the opposite, because if you're not taking me on a dinner date, we're not dating, because I know who I am. I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. I know I'm an amazing person and caretaker. I'm educated. I'm like, I will give you the shirt off my back. So I know that if we go on a dinner date, you're benefiting because I'm there. So I earned it by being who I am.
But you just said it. But you just said it feels transactional. Anytime guys take you
I'm
out
saying
to a
I
dinner
don't
date.
want it to feel transactional. Like I would never, if I think that you expect something from me after this date, it's immediately shut down.
Yeah.
I want you to just want to spend time with me and be happy that we're spending time. Like I buy my friends dinner because I love spoiling my friends and I love spending time with them. It's not transactional. I'm not going to sleep with my friend. So like, I want to know that you just value my time and you value me being there.
But what if you don't like the person?
Then don't go out with them.
No. But if you don't know the person, you didn't know me from a
Yeah.
hole in the wall.
Well, you're
and you're
getting
gonna
to
spend
know
2 to
them.
3 hours with me on a dinner date.
I can leave.
But you understand the issue with that? How
No.
awkward it is.
Why? It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
If you're
I've been on
grabbing-
some terrible dates, but guess what? They thought it ends and they thought it went great because I'm a good time. Like I'm fun. Even if it is awkward, I know that it's only awkward if you make it awkward. I'm never going to make it awkward. I'm going to laugh it off. I'm going to make jokes. And then at the end, we just don't see each other again, and that's fine.
So what is she, other than sex, what does she have to do to earn that dinner date? Because you said she has to earn it. She claims that her presence, her being there, preparing herself, that's enough. What else do you see?
More than enough.
What else do you expect from her?
To me, that's not enough, to be quite frank, because I've seen it all. I've dated all of them. What really makes a woman stand out is her feminine grace. Do you have feminine grace? Are you argumentative? If you show up late on the date, even if it's 10 minutes, and I call you out on that, are you going to apologize and tell me, sorry about that, it will never happen again? Or are you going to give me this smug look with some pugnacious attitude? To me, that's a red flag because I'm never going to see you again.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everybody's time is important. Female, male, doesn't matter what it is. Like it doesn't matter. I agree that I should not be giving you a smug look if I'm like, no, that makes no sense. They're just no.
But there's women out there like that.
Then you don't
I'm
date
trying
them.
to say they're not
Then you
all
don't
like,
ask them on a date.
They're
So,
not all like you two.
but then
Okay.
find those people because they exist. We're here.
But
you know,
don't
a lot
you
of my
agree
friends
people
are.
wear masks?
Oh yeah, but I could say the same thing about men. But if I just based all of that and like said all men are the same, no, you have to find the people that you're aligned with. And it's not going to be everyone. I always tell my friends, like, you are a 1%er in the sense of like, not many people are like you. You are gorgeous. You are smart. You are empathetic. You care about people. There's not many of you. So therefore, the majority of people you date are not going to be winners because you need to be dating those 1%ers. And that's few and far between. But when you find them, it's incredible. Not everyone is for you.
So how do you deal with the 99%ers?
You have to go through them.
I mean, disappointment, but also like you just don't go out on another date with them, but you're like trying. That's the whole point of dating. You're trying to find those people who are most like you and aligned with you.
And also, I've been on dates before and these people end up being like good human beings and like they're my friends or whatever. Like you don't know who's connected to who. Also, if you put out good energy comes back. And that's what I have to say 100% of the time. So that's just my view on it.
So if a guy were to offer you to take you out for like coffee or maybe a drink as a first date, are you with that, or is that like no, like not enough effort?
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. I am a date type of person because I work late nights. So like when someone's like, "What kind of date do you want?" I'm like, I actually prefer a coffee or a lunch or a breakfast. Like
Okay.
I prefer that just because of my busy schedule.
I agree with that. The only time I wouldn't want to get a drink right away is if it's like, if I'm not feeling safe with somebody, you know? So like, I'm not really on the apps anymore, but when I was on the apps, I would much rather not necessarily get a drink first because unfortunately a lot of females have been drugged and roofied. I'm one of those females who was. And so I'm always wary of like, why are you trying to just get me a drink? Like, you know, but that's, again, not everyone's like that, but unfortunately 1 out of 4 women are. Yeah. So
Yeah, we never want to see that happen to women ever. You know, that's something that, you know, we tell guys is that you have to be respectful to women, you know, and not mistreat women in any way. And, you know, unfortunately, domestic violence is off the charts in this country. So things do have to change there. So I understand your point. Yeah, exactly. We get it. We get it going back to, you know, men leading. Men do have to lead and women have to follow. But how about for those men that attempt to get women to follow and they just don't follow them? What do guys do in that situation?
Wait, explain a little bit more what you exactly mean.
So let's say you want a guy to, you know, lead you on a dinner date, for example.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to take you out tonight, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Be here. You know, we'll meet there. I'll pick you up, whatever the case may be. But a woman doesn't want to go along with that, even though they kind of like each other. He's trying to make the effort, but she's not willing to follow. So he's putting in the effort to lead, but she's not complying with following along with it. What do you say?
But she has to navigate what she wants. She has to speak up for what she wants, correct? I mean, is that what I'm trying to get at right here? Like, you have to navigate the situation. Not every male is going to be catered for you. So you kind of have to navigate exactly what the fuck you want. If you can't even navigate what you want in a relationship, you kind of shouldn't be dating. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some responsibility that have to be put on the women too. It's not just all the responsibility men.
Yeah, and also everyone's different. Like, I am the type of person that wants the guy to have a date planned out and to know what we're doing and know that they put effort and time into figuring that out. But not all women want that. Some women want men that are going to follow them, and that's so great for them. There are people out there for you. That's just not what we want, you know? And like, that's not what a lot of my friends want, which is fine. But like, also, some people want to be furries. I'm not one of them. No hate on them. Go do it. Go find someone who also wants to do that with you. But that's where it's like, you are speaking up for what you want and you're navigating that. That's just not what we want. Yeah.
Any man that wants a woman to lead for them is a fucking beta male barnacle. They have no testosterone whatsoever. Because I think it's natural for a man to want to lead a woman. And men that have a sense of direction, men that have leadership abilities, they have a high level of testosterone. That's a natural correlation right there. And I believe that's why women find men like that very attractive. Because it shows them that they have high levels of testosterone. And if you guys don't believe me, I'll never forget. I was watching this one documentary before this whole trans movement and whatever happened. And this one woman was on testosterone therapy. And the interview asked her, what changed since you started taking testosterone? And the answer blew my mind. And this is why I say men are based on logic. Men have a better sense of direction. So she said, my sense of direction has improved. Like, she knew how to navigate the world because of testosterone. Because that's what makes us different in the end. So right there, men have to understand, you always have to know where you're going. That's how a woman trusts you. You could be in the middle of New York City, in the middle of Jamaica, fucking Brazil, wherever you are, but she has to trust you to lead the way. You know what you're doing. You're not scared. You're not timid. That's her way of trusting you. Okay? Another way a woman trusts you is, like I said, by you being non-judgmental. You're her safety net. She can talk to you about anything without you judging her. Because the second she knows you're going to judge her, she'll never open up to you ever again.
She wants to be made feel comfortable around you. And if she isn't, she's not going to want to be around you, period.
Everything you just said, too, comes back to what we were talking about before of feeling safe. And that if you can make a woman feel safe, like, you're in. You just went through so many hoops you already jumped through. You had no idea that you did. Because think about it, like direction. When I feel lost, especially in the city or something like that, I don't know if I'm in a bad area. That's really scary. And like, being that protector, if you can make them feel safe, that's pretty much, you're halfway there.
Yeah, so let's say me and Jackie were walking through the city. Okay. We're holding hands. She looks good. I look fucking good. Shirt's unbuttoned like a boss player. She asked me, so where are you taking me? Where are we going? Me, what I'm going to respond is I'm going to say this. Don't worry about it. You just sit back and be that beautiful feminine woman and allow me to take the lead. I know where we're going. Even if I don't know where the fuck we're going, I'm going to fake it till I make it.
I was going to say, you have to fake it till you make it sometimes.
I want her to feel safe with me.
Yeah.
I don't want her leading the way for me. Like, no, let's go this way. Let's go. No. Like, I want to lead the way.
100%. I mean, we were talking about this a little bit earlier before we were recording, but if you get a masculine alpha energy from me, and I am a very much an alpha female, I am not safe and I'm already out. Like 100%. I don't want the masculine energy to come out of me. I want a really, really soft feminine energy. And especially because I am a businesswoman and I work a lot, I have to be strong every single day in public, in person. Like when I'm with my man, please make me feel feminine and safe. Like I'm begging you actually, because I have to show up strong for everybody else in this world.
Yeah. Rob, question. I want to ask you guys, who do you think the feminine and the masculine one is out of these two?
Well, you just said it, right? So I would
But
say,
even before she said it, like energy-wise.
I would say you're more masculine, more feminine.
How about you,
what do you
Nick?
guys think?
When I saw you coming in, masculine, feminine. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not judge that whatsoever. I totally get that.
And we were talking off camera about this, and just real quick, what kind of man will put you in your feminine energy?
A strong ass man, and I'm not talking physical strong ass man. I'm talking about secure strong ass man, like a mentally strong man, a physically strong man. Yes, I always like that because I am 5'10". So, but someone who is so secure and sure with themselves. Now, mind you, I've been with sure and secure men, and they end up being narcissistic.
Okay.
So that's where like the borderline cross of it is of their ego, but a strong, secure male always wins.
Boom. There you have it, guys.
I also want to circle back though. I agree. Like I can present to be more feminine. However, same as you. If I feel unsafe, the voice drops and I will put my traps out and I will look you in the eye and tell you to fuck off. You know? So it's like, but that's when you're getting that from me, I'm not feeling safe. And you shouldn't feel safe either.
The more stressful the environment, the more masculine a woman is going to resort to, because that's a survival mechanism on their part.
Exactly, which is what we were talking about beforehand, that it's more or less for protection, to prevent anything. It's just kind of like a fight or flight type of reaction, which what you were describing there. So I get it, where sometimes if you don't feel safe, you got to, not physically, but mindset, kind of put your hands up and be ready to go.
I heard a woman once say if an intruder comes through your house or someone's knocking on the door late at night, you're laying in bed with your girl. You never want your girl to say, well, aren't you going to do something about it? Well, aren't you going to handle it? Yeah. She wants a man that's going to get the fuck up,
get a bat,
grab the gun, get a bat, tell his girl, stay here or go hide over there. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And he's going to get the job fucking done. That's it.
Please.
There's no questions asked.
He'll be drinking tequila out of his skull right after. That's the man that she wants, right? Someone that can be dangerous, but also a loving, caring guy. But she knows he's capable of being dangerous if the time arises for him to be dangerous.
Exactly.
I do say the full human being, every male, female, whatever you identify as, has a female, like has a feminine and a masculine to them. 100%. That to me is like a complete secure man, is when they could bring out the both in you. So
yeah, you have to mix it up sometimes, keep it interesting, right? Exactly. Why not? Some people overdo it a little bit. I mean, again, there's guys that if they want a woman, they have to show that masculine energy. They have to show that they're going to be there for her in any which way possible. Protection, could be status, could be money, all these things. So we understand where you're coming from.
yeah, and like now, okay, how can I say this? Because we were talking about this in the car with her. More and more nowadays, right? Females have the same jobs or same careers as males. We make the same money, right? So what else can you bring to the table besides just being a man? I really would love that. Like, you're a CEO, so am I. You make six figures, so do I. Okay, what's next? Like, what else? You can't just sit here and be like, well, I'm a man, and like, shut the fuck up. So please, like, bring out the best in me.
Yeah, a lot of men, their biggest issue is not only approaching women, because I don't know what the fuck guys are doing in today's society, but they don't know what value they have. Like, men, when I ask men, why would this girl chase you? Why would this girl want to be with you? Oh, because I'm funny or I'm 6 feet tall. I'm like, bro, there's millions of guys like you. Like, what fucking makes you? If I was a woman, I wouldn't even chase you. Like, what value can you add in my life? And I always give guys this example because this is the value that I have that's special to me. I can bring anything back to life. I can bring any woman back to life, any animal back to life, any plant. That's my gift to the world. She'll feel like a phoenix that rose from the fucking ashes. That's the value that I have. Okay? Yeah, it might sound cheesy, but you guys have to figure out what value you have that you can give to a woman. Yeah. And most guys don't know because they've never worked on themselves. They can't figure that out.
Yeah.
You know, that's huge. I think men sometimes overcomplicate it. They overthink it. And you always hear guys talk about the same thing, right? Well, if I made more money or if I was taller or if I was better looking, they think dating would be easy. But it's a good point. Like, what value do you bring, right?
There's also guys that seem to come upon well, I have standards. You know, the women that have high standards and they want a man that, again, makes a lot of money, has high status, is tall, funny, confident, a leader. I can go assertive. I can go on and on and on. So there's a whole list. So there's guys that see that as a challenge. There's guys that see that and they get scared off. So that's another thing, you know, that
Let me tell
trips
you
guys
this.
up a little bit.
I've dated a lot of broke men. I've dated people that weren't 6 feet tall, that didn't have status. But guess what? I look at how you treat people and how you treat me above all else. How do you treat our waiter? How do you treat the janitor? How do you treat your neighbors? How do you treat people that have absolutely nothing to give you? You cannot benefit from them at all. How are you treating them? And if you're treating them with kindness and dignity and respect, you are so hot. You're so hot. And I'm going to date you even if you're broke, even if you're not 6 feet tall, even if you're not checking all the boxes that I want, because that is invaluable.
Well, cheers to you, and I give you credit. I tip my hat to you because there's a lot of women that won't do that. There's a lot of women that they want a guy to make 6 figures, maybe $300K a month, maybe $300K a year.
But also, there's a lot of miserable people out there, including women. Okay, there's a reason why everyone is on antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds, and therapy is rising. Like, just everyone is miserable right now. You want to know why? Because we're treating people like garbage, and we forget that, like, how I treat you is really how I treat me. And if I'm treating you poorly, that's going to come back to me no matter what. If I'm treating you with kindness and respect, I'm going to get that back in return. So that's like, don't tip your hat to me for that. Then the bar is in hell. If you're tipping your hat to me for just like being
unfortunately,
a good person, like, no, that's not what it is. But again, a lot of women, yes, but guess what? A lot of women and people are miserable and hate themselves. And I feel bad for them.
Well, the reason why I'm definitely giving you your kudos is because there are a lot of women out there that they don't have that respect, and not just women. We're talking about the guys as well. You know, we're going to go hard on the women and the men here too. So there are guys and women that aren't nice and aren't respectful and aren't polite and all those things that you said on both ends. And I think it's important that you are, you know, both men and women act that way.
But when women say, that's a great point, Nando. When women say they want the nice guy, a lot of guys don't know what that means. They want the nice, loving, caring, polite guy. I'm going to break it down to you because I'm a master at the female fucking language.
Let's go.
So I want you guys to pay attention. Anytime a woman says she wants a nice guy, she wants that guy to have masculine alpha traits first. Then she wants him to be nice because women speak covertly. Remember, you guys have to understand, they don't speak overtly like men do. Okay? Women speak under the disguise of something else. So they want the guy to have masculine alpha traits, but they also want him to be loving, caring, tender, kind, polite. So if I'm in New York City with Jackie once again, we're walking around and I see a homeless person who's not begging for money. He's not coming up to me. I notice that with my eyes. I have, let's say, $50, $100 in my pocket. I tell Jackie, wait right here. And she sees me and she sees me handing this guy $50 or $100. Let's say $100. I hand him $100. And I don't want anything in return. I'm doing that out of the kindness of my heart. I guarantee you she would get so wet if she saw me doing that. Because guys that express a little bit of vulnerability, when you have those masculine alpha traits first, that's like a drug to a woman. But if you're that nice, creepy guy, you have no confidence, you don't have any type of masculine characteristics, you give every girl that ick feeling. Like, this guy's fucking creepy.
Like a fake nice.
It's a fake because they know what nice guys do is they're only nice because they want something back in exchange. They're not doing it from the kindness of their heart where they don't want anything. And women sense that. So when they reject these nice guys, they know they were snakes the entire times because they get volatile. They start getting angry. They start saying negative things to the woman. So that's how she knew he was fake from the start. And he only wanted something from her.
But I also think the nice guys are under disguise like that. Like, I think it was actually super attractive when he said, I make you rise like a phoenix. Like, make me grow mentally, please. Make me grow mentally, make me grow emotionally, make me see a bigger picture, a bigger world. Like, that is super attractive to me, that intelligence, that mental and emotional intelligence.
Yeah. You want a guy that's well-rounded in all aspects.
Well,
to help
want
you.
Someone that's going to, like, you both improve with each other, not just you growing in one direction and then staying the same or growing in the opposite direction. I want you to make me better. I want the person I'm with to make me want to give more and want to show up as a better person and want to start projects that I've been afraid to start on my own. That's where the value is shared. I don't want someone that is going to help me be complacent and stay where I'm at.
So it seems like you want a guy to help you grow, and you want to be there for a guy to help him grow together. That
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, and that's something that we don't see a lot of. We, as one of our good friends out there that we don't know yet, hopefully at some point soon, Rich Cooper likes to say, they like to wait for the winners at the finish line, right? So a lot of women do like to wait for that guy that's at the top of his level. He's got it all, the money, the status, etc. But it's great to see women out there want to grow alongside their man.
Let me tell you guys something about Richard Cooper and what he says. And I hate when fucking guys repeat this shit. Oh, women don't care about your struggles. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. Let me tell you guys something right now. A rare gem, a good quality woman, she's going to be there through your struggles. She's going to help you finish that fucking race. She's not going to be waiting at the fucking finish line until you make it.
Exactly.
There are women like that. I understand that, right? You're not using her as her fucking therapist to solve all your problems. But if you're going through something, she inspires you. She motivates you spiritually, mentally, physically.
And what I'm saying is that there needs to be more women like that. So what your mentality and the way you go about things, that's a great way.
We will always stick by your struggles. Again, as long as you're showing initiative to fix yourself. Don't go through your struggles and be a bitch about it and then just complain and you're not doing any initiative or any growth. I am not here for that. But I will be through all the struggles because I hope you're here for mine as well. So again, making me grow emotionally, intelligently is the way to be.
You have to be like a cat. I tell men, you have to be like a cat no matter what height you fall from. And this sounds so fucking gay, I know. You're always going to land on your feet. That's what a woman wants. She doesn't want the guy she's going to have to pick up and fucking push around. She wants a guy that's resilient. I know he'll get through this. He's going to get back on his feet and he's going to do what he has to do. But if you're just sitting there complacent, fucking lazy, being depressed, no woman has time for that. She doesn't have time for that shit.
They don't want a boring guy.
I think that's the category a lot of men fall into nowadays. They kind of isolate themselves. They give up on dating. They sit and play video games all day long, and it's exactly
I think
that.
guys have plateaued more than ever nowadays.
They have.
I'm going to be completely
wrong.
fucking honest.
Yeah.
They have plateaued more than ever because, again, we talked about this. Like, so I'm not patting you on the back anymore just because you're a man. I'm not doing it. Again, I make the same money as you. I have a career too. Like, I fucking clean. I cook. I fucking actually could change a tire on a car. What else we got here, guys? Like, let's keep on growing here.
Yeah, and this is like our generation and maybe our parents' generation, depending on age, whatever. Yeah. This is really the first generation where we are equals. We can vote. We can open a bank account. We can do whatever we want to do. So now men have to be likable. And that you didn't have to do that until very recently, you know, because women needed you. If we wanted to survive, we needed you. Not anymore. So what else are you bringing? Work on yourself, work on your character, your personality, have a hobby, have a passion, give back.
Read books.
Read books.
Fucking
Read
psychology.
books.
I can't
Yes.
tell you guys.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people say, oh, fuck books. I never read a book. Let me tell you something. Psychology books and understanding humans, people putting puzzle pieces together, that's how I became the person I am today.
Invaluable.
Okay. And I have a list of over 50 psychology books if any of you guys actually want to invest and become better and you start leveling up. Because I'm not better than any other guy out there. But I'm only better than the guy who's not bettering himself each and every day. That's the guy you're always going to be better than.
Also, people working on things that can't be taken away from them is actually so damn attractive. Like, you can lose your house tomorrow, you can lose your career tomorrow, you can lose money tomorrow. But if you work on your morals and your moral compass that can't be taken from you, you worked for that. That can't be taken. Super attractive.
It's great stuff. Great stuff. I mean, there's things that guys really need to improve on, and we get it, and we see where you're coming from with that. There's a lot of guys that have to step up because nowadays women don't need no man. Sometimes it just that's the way it is. You know?
We're
But
not
we want
playing.
it. Just want to let you know, we want it though.
But they're giving you the blueprint on what it takes to be able to lock awesome women like these down. So I think you guys are saying a lot of great stuff, and it's important because going on to the women's side now, which might not sound too great, but a lot of women are not up to par. You know, they need to step up as well. You know, there's a lot of work for women to do on their end because it's, you know, what do men bring to the table, but it's also what do women bring to the table as well. And, you know, you guys have a lot of things going on, but again, we're comparing possibly the 1% to, you know, a 98, 99% that doesn't have what guys are looking for, doesn't have that mentality where it's morals, respect, values, being nice, that sort of thing, which guys look for on a daily basis. And if guys don't have that, they kind of want to step away from women and just kind of do their own thing.
Women have definitely raised the bar as to what's acceptable in dating. Would you agree? Like being average, being kind of like your average Joe Schmo is not going to cut anymore. This isn't like the era that our parents grew up in, right? Where you can make 50, 60K a year and provide for the whole family. So we're playing by different rules.
Yeah, and there's no disrespect to the older folks out there, but this is not 1970s. This is not 1980s anymore. This is 2024, and shit's different.
Well, I also think with that being said, not being average, you could turn around and meet somebody tomorrow or meet somebody just going like this. So I would also say that's also a problem that we have is there's a lot of options out there and it's at your fingertips, these options. So what are you doing to set yourself above the rest of these options that are just at your fingertips?
Well, there's a lot of guys out there that are struggling because women get so many DMs or Facebook messages or texts or whatever the case, however, which way they get contacted. And guys really have to stick out because there might be a guy that is willing to take you to, you know, the pizzeria around the corner, or there might be a guy that wants to fly you over New York City in a helicopter. So
yeah, but the same with females too. Like, you know, some females are not stepping up for the plate either or respecting themselves or morals or anything like that. So I feel like it's on both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Both sides need to do work. Yeah. You know, that's the point where we're really making here. Both men have to step up their game and women have to step up, you know, what they can bring to the table, quote unquote.
I always say, guys complain about the standards that women have, but I'll always argue this because I want women to have high standards. I don't want them sleeping or dating with a fucking bum or a loser. Because if he can have you, why the fuck would I want you?
Yeah, good
right? So I want them to have high standards. But the issue with men right now, it's not so much women having high standards. It's that men don't have high boundaries for women. The second you start having high boundaries for women, that's when the playing field will be leveled. And what do I mean by that? A girl flakes on you. Guys will still give them a second chance. Because what you're teaching this woman now is it's okay to flake on guys. There's no punishment for it. So I can see him whenever I want. But if there was punishment for a woman flaking on you or ghosting you, and you never saw her again, you never talked to her again, she won't do it to the next guy. And she won't do it to the next guy because she knows there's consequences for it. But since guys are so fucking desperate and they have no boundaries, they're willing to tolerate anything.
But I think it's the same for females, man. You have no idea, like, girls are for the hot guy or the guy that makes a lot of money, they are willing to lower their boundaries or standards like you wouldn't believe nowadays, which is wild. And that's what I'm competing against. I'm competing against the girl that lowers their standards. It's a wild world out there.
No, I don't think so. The more attracted a woman is to you, the more shit she lets you get away with.
Yes.
Okay. But that's just how attraction. There's shit that I've done that I can't even believe that women would let me get away with. And I wasn't doing it intentionally, but I'm like, God damn, what is it going to take for her to fucking leave me? Right? So
But that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm like, that's just crazy to me that guys have done this on purpose. And I'm like, I'm competing against that with someone who has really high boundaries or standards.
We don't want to break a woman's heart because.
Oh my God.
Guys are very sensitive.
So full of shit.
Guys are very sensitive to a woman's feelings. So we'll do it in a, I'd say like cowardly way, right?
Like a roundabout way.
A roundabout way, yeah. Because we're sensitive to women's feelings. I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Don't do that. I mean, like, your feelings are going to get hurt no matter what. But if you do it in a respectful way, I would much rather somebody just be like, hey, I think you're a great person. I do think we'd be better off as friends. It's just not, that's so much more respect than just treating them like trash or taking the coward's way out. If you take the coward's way out, not only like, do I not respect you? But now you don't have a shot with anybody I know because I'm going to tell them, yeah, he took the coward's way out. And, you know, sometimes it backfires. I'll tell you, one time recently, I dated someone. He was a chef. And I just very nicely, we went on one date. I very nicely said, you know what? Like, I just don't think we're very compatible. I loved getting to know you. I would love to stay friends. It's just like, you know, like, good luck with the dating scene. I go to this restaurant and this is like a white tablecloth. Every time I've ever been to this restaurant, it's immaculate. The bread comes out and I know it's only 2 chefs back there and I know he's working. Bread comes out burnt to a crisp. You could throw it against the wall. It's a baseball. And then everyone's food comes out. Mine doesn't. Mine comes out last and it's an odd color. Did not eat at that. I didn't eat the food, didn't eat at that restaurant. So also, like, if somebody respectfully declines you, take it and move on. Don't poison their food. Don't do that.
Number one, you had balls to go back there.
I was
Jackie,
just gonna say that. I was like, yo, what?
Because
I give her
as
props.
a guy, I'd go like,
I love that
the
restaurant.
balls on this woman.
I haven't been back yet.
And she thinks I'm gonna make her that immaculate filet mignon or that steak again.
I was
Fuck
so
her.
nice.
Like, fuck
I
her.
was so nice though. And I said, I was like, you know, I think you're a great person. Like, I would love to stay friends. And like, thank you. It was so nice getting to know
I don't know
you.
what he feels like. I really, because I've never gotten that text before. I have no idea
I'm
what
telling
that
you
feels.
right
We're
now, do not
compatible or
just tell us
no
how
clue.
it is. Please, respectfully, just tell us how it is.
But it also depends. Because there's some crazy girls out there who can't
Yeah, and you
handle
guys love
rejection.
them.
But there's also
you guys
crazy,
love them.
No, but there's also crazy guys out there that can't handle rejection. So you're like, damn, I don't want to break her heart.
Yeah.
She knows where I live. She took a picture of my place for some odd reason. How am I going to end it with this girl? What the fuck do I do? Because some people are crazy. Like, you know that.
I agree. I don't.
Yeah.
But if you're a mature,
Yeah.
intelligent woman or you're emotionally stable, there's no issue. Like, hey,
You
listen,
take the
I'd
L and
rather
move
be
on.
friends with you.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
yeah.
But I've dated some crazy, and once again, people wear masks. You don't know until a couple months later, and you're like, who the fuck is this chupacabra? Like this Batman
Yeah.
of Haiti.
Yo, did you make them crazy though? Don't do this to me, my dude. I love when
I
guys are
can't.
like, I don't know what I did, and then
can't.
you're making them crazy.
I can't reveal that.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, so I never condone ghosting unless you feel unsafe.
Yes.
If you feel like they're going to freak out and like curse you out or come show up to your house or do
Slash your tires.
do crazy stuff, that is the only time I'm like, no, just ghost them. Like, just because nothing you say is going to be right. That is the only time that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's important for safety reasons and precautions. I mean, just in general to ghost for that reason. But as far as ghosting, why don't you get into it more where a guy is trying to possibly ask, you know, either of you out on a date and maybe you guys are texting communication, all of a sudden, poof,
We disappear.
you disappear.
CZAR texted her.
But listen,
Ladies, come out.
I've been ghosted before, but also I've had a guy be like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I had a great time with you. Maybe, I think it was our second date going on our third date. And he's like, listen, I met somebody and I actually want to take them seriously. I did have a great time with you and I wish you the best. And like, my feelings aren't hurt at all. Thank you so much for being honest with me. And guess what? If it doesn't work out with that girl and like years later, like you come back, whatever, and we hit it off, or maybe you try to date my friend, whatever, I'd be like, no, that's a really great guy because he was honest with me. He didn't leave me questioning things. He didn't leave me in my head being like, what did I do wrong or what happened? Like, I have so much respect for you. And if I see you out, I'm going to say hi.
Yeah, it was amicable, going in different directions. And, you were grateful. You both learned something. And who knows, something can happen in the future together. You never know.
I think ghosting only happens for me is if you're not getting the fucking point. I'm going to be completely honest. You're not getting the fucking point of like me trying to move on. I'm very like distinct into the point. I have to just not answer you because then you're going to actually get the point. Let me also tell you something too. Everybody has time to text back. It doesn't have to be right then and there, but when people are like, I just don't have the time. Like, so you didn't have the time to take a shit today and text me back. You're such a liar.
Everyone has their phone on them 24/7.
Everybody has their phone. But I like, trust me though, like, cause I was with her for the past like 24 hours and like I don't get back to people as quick. So people have to understand that too. Like I go 6 hours. Also, I'm a trainer in person. So I will go hours without texting. I will say that, but please respect that. Like I'm also a business female as well. And that will happen. Cause when guys are clinging to like, where are you? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm working too. So, but just know like if you have a time to take a shit, you have time to text back.
That's so unattractive when a guy checks in on a woman. It's so fucking unattractive.
Wait, I like checking in. Wait a second. Take that back.
You just said, where are you? What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's what I
Okay.
mean.
No.
That's what I mean.
Okay. Clingy is
Babe,
what
where
I'm
were you?
Are you saying when it's too much or?
Yeah. When it was like where
every
were you?
hour?
But if you're checking in like, hey, I hope you're having a good day.
No, I'm not. I agree with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying we weren't doing that. If you're checking it, let me tell you something that's also attractive. You're checking in just being like, I hope you're having a good day. I know you're busy, or I hope you're crushing that meeting. Woof. I'm already turned on.
That's great. Yeah. That's motivation. I mean, he's inspiring you in a different way, maybe not him personally, but just by him being there and giving you those words of encouragement, you feel grateful and you feel excited.
Have you ever had a situation where the guy got like a little bit too needy? Like, hey, where were you last night? What are you doing? Like, check them. Yeah. Because I was going to say, I think that's another.
So unattractive.
Yeah. No,
It's
it's also scary because I've had situations where it turns into showing up at my house. How did you get my other address?
That's crazy.
Why are you looking in my tagged photos and asking me who my best friend is? Like, just it can get scary if you're too much.
Likes a photo from 4 years ago.
Yeah. But I will say though, what also is attractive though of a man, like, so let's say you go out with your boys that night, go out to fucking 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't give a shit if you never come home, but text me like saying good night to me and just being like, hey, I hope it's a good night. I just got home. Like that. If you say good morning and good night to me and check in middle, like just saying, hope you have a good day. That's all I really need as a female that I know you care.
You don't want the guy to tell you where he is?
Yeah, well? No. Well, I have all the trust in my dude. I'm going to be completely honest. Maybe it's too much trust that he's like, I'm out with my boys. I'm like, yo, go have a good night. Just let me know when you get home so I know you're home safe. That's all I need because I'm not dating you if I don't trust you. So I hope you're fucking doing the right thing.
Have you ever stalked a guy though on Instagram? Like, hey, it's fine. Enjoy your night with the boys. And then you're like looking at the restaurant.
Truthfully? Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has. I was going to say.
Yeah.
The thing is though, trust really is the most important. And if I don't trust you, we don't have a relationship. But also women or I just want to know that like you're thinking of me, that I told you what I'm doing. Yes. And like also if I told you what I'm doing today and maybe have a big meeting, whatever, you remembered and you're texting me asking, like just saying you hope it's going well and asking how it's going. Again, bars on the floor. I feel like everyone should just do that as a human being. But when you're letting me know throughout the day, like you're just thinking about me, you don't need anything from me. You don't have questions that you need me to answer or whatever. You're just thinking of me. That's so sweet.
So this is very important. Guys have to learn how to listen to a woman. That's very important. And I have this one story where I actually got in a relationship with this girl. We had class together. And I was very attracted to her. She was very attracted to me, but she had a boyfriend of 5 years. So I knew my game had to be fucking really tight to get this girl. Because I didn't want to just sleep with her. Like, I wanted to be with her. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. She was one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. And she would tell me how she loved plants. She loved cacti. right? So I kept that in the back of my mind. And then one night after we were already hooking up, I'm not going to tell you that story, but I surprised her. I got her a cactus from fucking Home Depot, and I potted it for her. So late at night after our class, it was like 8 p.m. We're in the parking lot. I said, I got something for you. I opened my trunk and I showed her the cactus, and you could just see her heart fucking melt. Like I pierced her fucking soul because I listened to what she liked.
You caught that detail.
But you have to pay attention to the details. But the key to that is you don't get her what she likes right then and there. So if you're walking through the mall and she likes a specific perfume and you're the fucking beta male, the loser that says, oh, I'll get that for you, babe. Come on, I'll buy it for you. Yeah. That's not as powerful as you surprising her with it a month, 2 months later, or for Valentine's Day.
Because it shows you remembered, and then you're
100%.
thinking about it after the fact. Because I could tell you anything in the moment. If you don't remember, like, you weren't really listening and you don't really care.
I also think that's a huge difference between hearing and listening. You heard me, but are you listening to what I have to say is very important.
Active listening is key. Anything that a woman tells you in whichever moment that you're speaking with her, over the phone, in person, whatever the case is, if you pick up on certain little nuggets and you turn that back into something as, a cactus or,
something as gay as a cactus. But let me tell you something.
It worked.
Fucking worked that night,
worked.
especially. So
I think her heart will melt when you do certain things like that.
I also want to say, like, all of the things we're saying right now, it goes beyond just courtship and being in a relationship. Like, this is how I treat my friends. If my friend's birthday is coming up and we're at the mall, she's like, oh my God, I want this hair product so bad. Like, or I want this makeup thing, but it's too expensive right now. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to write it in my phone, in my notes. And those are future gift ideas. And, that's why I have lasting friendships and I maintain certain relationships, but it's also in jobs. It's anywhere. If you're actively listening, like, that's connections, right. That's networking. If you can make a connection with somebody, even outside of relationships, you are setting yourself up for success in multiple fields.
Girls want a guy that's socially aware, that he's very conscientious in any situation, anytime she's with him. So if there's a fly flying around in your car, you could just catch it with chopsticks. Like, she wants a guy that's always aware of his surroundings.
On point.
Yeah.
Okay, he's on point because anything can happen. Yeah. And that's why I can't stand, I know you ladies are going to hate me for this.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Because I just saw a guy today doing this. When I see a guy pushing a fucking stroller with a baby in it, you guys are going to fucking hate me for this. And I see the woman, I see the woman next to him, and I'm like, bro, your hands and arms always have to be open. You always have to be aware. God forbid anything fucking happens. Car comes, push the baby out, you can push her out of the way. When you're behind a fucking stroller and your woman's next to you, how are you going to defend yourself? That's the perspective I see it from.
I see your perspective, but like, that's
I know
your
it
fucking
sounds
child.
fucked up. I know
That
it
is your
sounds
fucking
fucked up,
child.
but that's what the woman is there for. She's not going to protect me physically.
So you're saying the guy's going to go for the saving catch of the baby in case the baby slips out of
Push the baby out of the way. Push her out of the way. Like, babe, I got you. You're just always aware of your surroundings. You're not paying attention to you pushing a stroller.
Go ahead.
My argument is that even if you're pushing a stroller, guess what? You push that stroller, you push your woman, and you still protect. Like, what if she's had a really hard day? What if she had a C-section? What if she pulled her back out? Like, there's so many factors to that. Like, what if she is just exhausted because she woke up 6 times in the middle of the night and she can't even push the stroller because she's delirious and has no idea where she's going? Man up and be able to push the stroller and the woman and get it done.
I'm not pushing a stroller.
Oh my God.
Well, maybe there's.
I love you, Jack, but I'm not. I can't be seen. I'll hold the
Never
baby.
say never.
I'll
Yeah,
hold
never
it like
say
a man.
never.
I'll hold it like a man.
Jackie's gonna make you push a stroller. Can I also just say,
Our
because
10
we're talking about
children.
listening and hearing, and when you're in a room, right, and my man is meeting my friends for the first time and listening to their stories and paying attention to their details, that is so attractive. Like, you care about my friends as much as I care, or family, whatever the company is. You being this, that is really attractive.
I wanted to ask you guys, so something I hear all the time is women will say, I want a man that's emotionally intelligent. Can you kind of shed some light as to what that means? Because I hear it all the time.
Absolutely.
Oh, she's like, I'm ready for this one.
Yes.
waiting for this all her life.
Oh yeah, emotional intelligence with anyone, like even how I choose my friendships, who I work with, things like that is probably the most important thing anyone can learn. And it's, being conscious, having empathy, actively listening, paying attention, understanding how important respecting everybody is and how important it is for everyone to feel seen. For example, I'm trying my best to pay attention to each and every one of you right now because I don't want you to feel left out. And it's having that social awareness of other people's feelings outside of yourself. And also being emotionally intelligent with yourself when you're like, okay, maybe something you said upset me and it has nothing to do with, it has everything to do with me. And it's not like, there's the thing, like everyone has triggers, okay? But my triggers are not your responsibility unless I have told you ahead of time, hey, this really triggers me. I really don't like this. Please don't do this. And then if you disrespect that, that's on you. But if you don't know that something triggers me and you say something just random or harmless or you think is harmless, and then I have no right to get mad at you and say you're a bad person. That's on personal emotional intelligence. But vice versa, like, you have to be aware of yourself, how you react to things, and also be aware of how others do as well. And just read the room and have that emotional intelligence.
So men that are emotionally intelligent, you can consider them empathic because they could feel a woman's energy. They could feel the energy when they walk into a fucking room. They know what a woman is thinking without her saying it, especially their woman. That's a man's emotional intelligence. A lot of guys, as we know, are all stupid, boring. They don't have any type of redeeming qualities about themselves. Most men aren't emotionally intelligent. And I advise you get the book by Daniel Goleman called Emotional Intelligence.
Yeah.
And you read that shit. Okay? Because that's an art form in itself of having that emotional intelligence, because we all know women are mostly based on emotions. So women are the emotionally intelligent ones. But if you're a guy that can encompass everything and you're three-dimensional and you're likable, you're going to stand out from the rest of the herd.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing, that men have to understand women's emotions in order to even be capable of handling a woman in their life.
And again, I think it all goes back to listening, but being an empath is so important. I believe I know why someone's feeling like my man, if he's freaking out, I'm like, he's hurting, so he's hurting other people, like, or anything that's along those terms. They're lashing out. You have to be an empath and feel what they're feeling. You have to listen at the end of the day. That's what it all comes down to.
Or else you're going to end up like Will Smith in an entanglement.
Yeah.
He didn't listen to me. He didn't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. But also, like, getting just back to emotional intelligence, what bothers me doesn't necessarily bother you, but I know what bothers you. So therefore, if that's going down, and even if I'm fine and I'm not bothered by it, I'm going to pay attention to you to see how you're doing, because I know that's something that triggers you. And that's what I expect from my man also. Just because you're fine and didn't bother you, whatever, like, are you thinking about me and how that's affecting me? Because I'm doing that for you 24/7. So that you better be doing that for me too.
It's the total opposite of being a narcissist, based on what you guys are describing. It really is. It's the total opposite. Narcissistic people are like, it's all about me, and I don't care about you and what you feel and what you're, right?
Right, they're selfish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
So who do you think should provide the value up front, men or women?
You mean bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Like what? Okay, so I'll let them answer that. I'll let them answer that, but I want guys to understand something. Don't ever fucking ask a woman what she brings to the table.
Please.
If you ask
Don't do
a
it.
fucking woman that's an insult to their intelligence.
Yeah.
Number one. They're going to go like, who the fuck are you to ask me what I bring to the table? And then guys will say, oh, I knew she brought nothing. She's getting offensive. No, you just have no game. Bro, you don't understand how the game works. You don't ask a fucking woman that. Imagine if she asked you that question. So what do you bring to the table? Like, to me, I wouldn't even answer that. Yeah. I go like, who the fuck are you to ask me that
You still
shit?
do it to any human being, actually. At the end of the day, you don't say that to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys primarily will say this because they hear it on social media and they claim that women have nothing to bring to the table.
And I did bring that up before too, because there are guys that are used to saying that. What do you bring to the table? That's kind of
Oh, they're really saying this?
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
dating any of these motherfuckers. I'm going to be completely honest.
That's worthy of like a walkout in the sense of like we don't have to.
It's
Answer.
the same way
Like,
of a guy asking a girl what her body count is. Because what happens is they see it on these podcasts, they listen to this garbage, and they want to replicate that. Because they feel as if, well, if a girl's not going to answer that, that means that's a red flag. She has a high body count. It's like, no, motherfucker. If I was a girl and they asked me that on the panel, I would get up and fucking leave.
Yeah.
Because that's highly disrespectful.
None of your business.
It's none of your fucking business.
Has that ever
Because
happened
it's a
before?
trap.
Yes, no, I've had exes in the past be like, "What's your body count?" I'm like, "I'm not going to tell you too little or too high because you're judging both
so
of
they
them."
directly ask.
And now she can't feel safe with you.
Yeah.
You know what's worse than a woman's body count for all you idiots out there that don't fucking get this? What's worse than asking a woman what her body count is or what her actual body count is her not being able to trust you anymore.
Yeah.
You're no longer her safety net. She's not going to tell you things that she thought she can tell you because you're acting like a fucking idiot and you're insecure now because she feels as if you're judging her. What the fuck does it matter what her body count is as long as she's adding value to your life and she's respecting you at all times?
I agree. And just going back to also like men in general, I don't care about what someone's body count is, men or women, especially because getting back to reading books, especially psychology books, you have no idea what people have gone through. You have no idea their history, especially people who have been through sexual assault. They go one or two ways. They either never have sex again or they're so fearful or they try to take the power back and have sex with everybody. Or you don't know, somebody might have a mental illness and when they were manic before they were diagnosed with bipolar or whatever, went out on a spree and had sex with a bunch of people, but now they're okay and they've gotten help and whatever it is. You don't know someone's situation. Their past should not matter. All we have is now. If you're a good person now, if you have it together now, I don't care what you came from.
Oh, I'm going to play devil's advocate on this because I was ready for this. I was
gonna
on the way over here.
I was going to say something too.
I've
Go
been
ahead.
ready for this shit for 2 fucking weeks already. I just
no.
like dreamt about this.
Oh,
So
my God.
a lot of people say a person's past doesn't matter. In my opinion, I say it depends.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Half
agree.
and
I'm going to
half.
agree.
Because
I agree.
if a woman sold her body, let's say for drugs, for money, to me, I don't care what the situation was. I can't be with her anymore. And the same thing applies to you women. If a guy you were attracted to said, I had gay sex for money in the past, but I don't do that anymore. Tell me if you'd still be attracted to him.
Yeah, what are your
There are
thoughts on that?
so many factors. Like this is just so not
But
black
tell-
and white.
tell me if you would be
okay,
attracted to him
were you
after
sold
that.
as a child? Were your parents doing that to you? Were you in the foster care
No, he
system
made
and
a
that
conscious
happened?
decision. He needed money, and
Were
he
you-
engaged in, let's say, a gay porn video.
By choice.
By choice.
By choice.
Exactly. I believe women would look at him differently. They wouldn't be attracted to him anymore.
I think women will look at him and be like, what the
Yeah,
fuck was
because his
that? And I don't-
masculinity has been stripped from him at that point.
I just
Okay.
think it would be very, very dependent on the situation and the person in general. Because, like, how long ago was this? You know, what spot were you in? Were you coming off of a sexual? Like, there are so many real life and psychological factors to this that I can't give a black and white yes or no answer because it would really all depend. I would
It's
need
half
to
and
know
half.
all the
I
information.
think it's half true and it's also half false. You shouldn't judge a person on their past, but it also depends. Like, how bad was it?
I agree, and
conscientiously, if
also
you made
like
that decision?
if say you were trying to date me right now, and then I was like,
I
okay,
thought we are.
well, are you going to take me to dinner or no?
Okay, there you
yeah,
go.
exactly. So
Oh, you won't open
there
your
you
car
go.
door either, ever.
Oh my God. Okay, then that'll have to change. Anyway, so if I asked you, you know, have you ever cheated on somebody? And then you told me, oh, one time I was really young, I was really drunk, it never happened again, I felt horrible about it. I'm not going to judge you. If you said I've cheated on every single girl I've ever been with, I'm going to judge you.
Would you ever cheat on me?
No.
No, good.
No, absolutely never.
I also think you have to, ladies, believe them when they first show you what they are the first time.
Men
I'm sorry.
too. Men too.
Yeah, believe it the first time because it is them.
It's a two-way street, and actions do speak louder than words. So definitely 100%. I mean, you have to prove that you're a certain somebody. You're going to go things a certain way for someone to trust you, whether it's a guy or a woman.
I'll give you guys a story with this beautiful girl I met. I think if you guys heard this on a past podcast, it was a while ago. So I go to PetSmart. I'm picking up cat food. I love cats. Don't judge me. So I'm in the cat food aisle, and I see this beautiful girl picking up the same cat food. So I striked up a conversation with her. I forgot what I said. I think I said, wow, you're one of the cuter women I see in the cat food aisle. Some bullshit, whatever. Fucking work.
Sometimes you use that.
Yeah.
Some bullshit.
It works because it's how you say it. It's the confidence, like Jackie said in the beginning. You have to have confidence.
It's an icebreaker.
So she had no tattoos, no piercings. I ended up getting her number. She went on a vacation after we hung out, actually. So I hung out with her before she was going to vacation. We went to grab drinks. So we grabbed drinks. I didn't see any red flags on her whatsoever, right? Because some people don't wear their red flags. They don't have the nose piercing, the septum nose, the bright colored hair, the tattoos, whatever. So as I'm talking to her, I told her, this is a judge-free zone. You can tell me anything. I don't judge. Okay. But secretly, I was putting everything in my back pocket as she was telling me, because she revealed everything to me. She used to be a stripper when she was a teenager. She was addicted to drugs. She almost killed herself. She crashed her car into a tree while high off drugs. So these are all things I'm writing in my back pocket. If she was a stripper or any woman that sold her body for money or for drugs, do you think I saw her again? No,
I don't think so.
I'll tell you why.
I was
You
gonna say
opened up the fucking vault and
I'll
you
tell
just were
you
like,
why.
yo, peace?
No, I'll tell
So
you
much
why.
for no judgment.
But I'm going to explain
Well,
why.
he didn't technically judge, because if he just disappeared, there was no judging of any transfer of judgment to her.
I'll explain why, and I want you guys to learn a valuable lesson here. Any woman, even man, if they're willing to sell their body for money, you don't think they'll sell you out? You don't think they'll sell you out right down the river? The cops come knocking on the door. I'm looking for CZAR for sale. Oh, yeah, he's right in the closet. He's in here, officer. Doesn't even know what I did. Yeah, he's right there. Or she'll sell you out for money, too. That's why you don't date a girl that sold her body for money. Because if she's willing to sell the most sacred thing she has to hold on to, you really think you're that special? Like she's not going to sell you out?
And
Okay,
I look
wait.
at it as if sorry to cut you off,
You're
but
fine.
I look at it as, if she doesn't give a damn about herself, is she going to give a damn about you? That's another thing. If she's selling herself out, is she going to?
I wouldn't take that risk. That's all I'm saying. I would not take that risk.
And that's okay for a boundary of like, not everyone is willing to do that, but getting back to psychology, because I know you're reading these psychology books, first of all, people can change. And second, you have no idea how somebody grew up. You have no idea what they saw. Maybe they were never taught to value their bodies. Maybe they were taught from a very young age, oh, this is the way I make money. And they didn't realize until later on, after therapy, after being integrated in healthy relationships and healthy experiences. Like, you really have no idea what someone has gone through and what's shaped them. And I'll be totally honest, I used to live in LA. I knew several people in the sugar daddy game, and they were so loyal and stuck by their men to the end. I know a girl who was in the sugar daddy game and literally went to jail for her man for like 30 days, but for him so that he wouldn't get in bigger trouble. So I think that's an assumption that just isn't true for everybody.
No, and you're right. People do change, but it takes a lot of fucking work for someone to change.
And how
I don't
awesome,
believe
though.
a lot of people are willing to do that.
But some are.
There's a rare percentage of people that have changed and have worked on themselves. But what I noticed is majority of people, they always resort back to their old habits. They resort back to their old selves.
So she checks every single box and then she's like, but you know what? I used to be a stripper.
I couldn't trust her. It was the way she said it. And something like you guys talk about trust and safety. I couldn't trust her. It wasn't even about sleeping with her. It wasn't even about how beautiful she was. For me, her energy just was off. It didn't match my energy or my liking.
But that's fine. And it's also the way she said it. What if she said it in a way of like, I was in a really dark place in my life. Both my parents died. I had nothing. This was the only way I had to survive. I hopefully never will have to go back and do that again. I've cleaned my life up. I now have this respectable job. I've done all this work. I've been through all this stuff. And yeah, that is something I really, really, truly regret. but I'm a survivor and I made it through. Then what?
I've been through that. I dated a girl in my most toxic relationship who told me all that. She told me why she ended up in jail because she took Xanax and she ended up robbing some other person's stuff from their house. She broke and entered. Okay, she went to jail for that on Xanax. Me thinking that she changed, she's in recovery, she's doing better. She told me all this fancy things, all this glitter. She ended up doing the same shit to me. Okay. Took Xanax, robbed me, found my money stash, took that shit out of spite because I didn't want to be with her anymore. So that's when I realized, pay attention to what people tell you. If a guy tells you he broke and entered into someone's home, or he was arrested for this, or he was arrested for that, I do agree, people do change. But you have to see their behaviors. Is that really who they are? And I miss those red flags about her.
Yeah, but you've been hurt, and like that does happen all the time. But it also happens where the person actually does change, and their worst nightmare would be to ever do that again. But that's not everyone.
I know there's some people that I respect, a lot of people.
And I want to say there definitely had to be little red flags along the way that she was going back to this behavior. It didn't just change overnight.
No, she started using again, relapsing.
Yeah, like there was some things.
But in the end, I got conned, I got fooled, but I don't blame her. I think the accountability always falls on the man because I've never been in a relationship like that ever again. I've never dated a girl like that ever again because I learned very quickly. I recognize patterns, but it was a learning lesson. And I can teach men what to look out for with toxic traits. So if a woman ever puts her hands on you, if she has the balls to put her hands on you,
that's a definite.
If she hits you, if she's being Lady Tyson, she's just swinging at you, that girl has lost all respect for you to the point where she's probably cheating on you already.
That's an automatic breakup for me, if anything.
Ooh, yes.
For either one.
Yeah.
Either way.
Like I said earlier, domestic violence is off the charts in this country. No man nor woman should be putting hands on each other. So sometimes you have to do certain things like that where you really peel things back and you figure out that there's a lot of skeletons in that closet and you don't want to potentially, maybe she's changed, great, but maybe you don't want to go back to that potential
because you've
nightmare.
been through it. You've already been through it. Like, I'm not a fucking fool. I'm not going through this shit again.
Right.
I'm glad that you learned, but also I just want to acknowledge that like that's such a heavy weight to carry when you're saying like it always falls on the man. Like sometimes it's no one's fault, or sometimes you really couldn't have seen it coming and you just got conned, and now this was put in your life so that you could learn from it and it was meant to happen. But I think putting that type of burden on yourself and having like blame for yourself and any sort of like negative self-talk about like this is my fault, this is whatever, I have to do better, like that's just so heavy and you don't have to do that.
You'd make a great therapist, by the way, Jackie. Yes. You're very easy on the eyes to look at.
Oh, thanks.
But that's why that's the psychologist in her. That's the psychologist in her coming out, and her caring, nurturing, feminine nature coming out, and I hope you guys see that. But at the same time, the accountability always falls on the man. If your woman cheated on you, I always teach men, stop blaming the woman, you blame yourself. Because maybe you chose that woman. Maybe you did something where you became a beta male barnacle, she lost all attraction for you. Maybe you stopped showing appreciation. So you only learn by taking accountability. The guys that have a victim mindset, or they blame women for this, they blame women for that, you guys will never grow, and you guys will never be successful with women. Because you're too busy blaming women. What I did when I was growing up, she rejected me because of the line I said. She rejected me because of me not having confidence. She rejected me because of my body language. Maybe it was the way I said it. Maybe it was my eye contact. Now you look at me present day. All because I took accountability for everything that happened, even in my toxic relationship. And that's why I've never ended up in another toxic fucking relationship. If I put blame on her, I would have hung out with that stripper again, that ex-stripper. And I probably would have went through the same shit. But even in the Bible, it teaches you that the accountability falls on the man after Eve was deceived by eating from the tree of knowledge. And then Adam ate the tree. I mean, he ate the fruit from the tree of knowledge. That was a shit test from Eve. So right there, women test men. The accountability falls on the man. because God
that's
blamed
heavy.
Adam.
Number one, I didn't know men even
God
think like
blamed
that.
Adam for that. He
be,
didn't blame Eve for that. He blamed Adam because Adam should have known better as a man.
yeah, you guys also technically came first, right? So that's why you're blamed first. But
Usually men always come first.
yeah. Okay. Well, don't. I hope not. If that's what you really want in life and men come first, we have a lot of talking about to do from here. But I think women need to do the same exact thing: is stop playing victim. You know, for me in past relationships, like I had a lot of narcissists in my life. I look back on like, what the fuck am I doing to attract these narcissists? Not like, oh my God, they're narcissists, they're a piece of shit. I'm not saying that, but what did I do to change the mindset and change the attraction, change the game? So women have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's very rare for a woman to take accountability, but when you meet a woman that does take accountability, that's a good quality woman where she says, you know what, I fucked up, the relationship ending was my fault. I don't blame him for anything. That's a good quality woman right there. Because if she claims that every ex was toxic, every ex did her wrong, every ex jaded her, he was an asshole, he was this, guess what? She's going to say the same shit about you.
I feel like we're gendering this though when it doesn't have to be. I think it's men and women. Yeah. Like it doesn't.
Men, same thing with men.
Yeah.
I tell guys, don't ever talk shit about your ex-girlfriends.
Please,
don't ever talk shit about the girls you dated because she knows you're gonna say the same thing about her.
Please stop calling all your exes crazy. Like when the
Yes.
guy's like, oh my God, every ex of mine was crazy. That's 22 red flags in my head.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, but also it's like when you were saying like it's always falls on the man to take accountability. No, it falls on the person because guess what? If I'm not taking accountability, I'm not growing. I'm not seeing the red flags, seeing my mistakes and things like that. And how am I improving? It goes for both of them, I think.
100%. I mean, definitely women are accountable. But what he's saying is with men taking leadership, men being accountable, they're going to think long and hard about next time not making that same mistake. Even though maybe he was not at fault. He's taking accountability. Guys should take accountability for everything.
But why shouldn't girls do that too?
100%.
So that's where I'm saying we don't even have to gender it because even if it wasn't my fault, a relationship ended, I can still look back and be like, why was I seeking out that type of person? So it's for both people.
Oh, of course. I'm saying it's for men to take accountability so they learn long and hard from the mistakes so they don't make that mistake again. And for women, just so they can change and be one woman out there that out of all the women out there in the whole world that actually does change for a guy and does have different adjustments to make put themselves in a better position to be in a relationship, be that woman for that man.
But I don't think it's changing for a guy though. I think it starts with changing for yourself. Because when you change for yourself, it's not about finding the right partner. It's about being a good person and standing strong in who you are. When you stand strong alone, you are good for anyone who comes into your life. So the reason I am the way I am isn't for anyone else, it's for me. And because I know that when I'm the person I want to be and when I'm the light in the world that I want to be, my healing, my personality, my light is contagious and it's going to make the world a better place. So it's not for a man, it's not to get a man, it's for me and the man comes after and that's a gift.
Oh yeah, it's a byproduct of what you are as a human being yourself.
And also, if you change for the man, if you lose that man, let me tell you, your world will all of a sudden just fall apart from the seat. Like from the top to the bottom, it doesn't matter who it is. So you have to change for yourself at the end of the day. Whatever you need, like I know a man could help you grow, but are you growing for yourself is the real question at the end of the day.
Yeah. And an emotionally mature woman, and I've dated these women, they'll always apologize. If it's their fault, they'll always take accountability. Babe, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have done that. They'll always take accountability. And let me tell you something. The only reason why I say that it's not in a woman's nature to take accountability, because I've worked with women my entire life. When I was in the oral surgeon's office, I was surrounded by all women. I was the only guy and then the oral surgeon. Not once did these women take accountability for anything. We're talking about grown fucking women. You know who the accountability fell on? The only guy there. You know who it fell? Me. Every single time when I didn't do, something was missing. Where did this go? Something was stolen. Every time the accountability fell on me, the man. All the women got away
Okay,
with
so
it.
this comes from past hurt. I get you. I come
It's
from
not past hurt. I'm saying,
But I
I'm
have the
saying
same
majority
story.
of women.
I have the same story,
don't
but
take
with men.
accountability.
So when I worked,
and those are weak men. Those are weak.
but no,
fucking
they're
men.
weak people because no one wants to be wrong. No one wants to take accountability. No one wants to say, "Hey, that was me. I messed up," or "Hey, I'm sorry." No one wants to do that. It's both. Exactly. It's about the person. That's why if you're a good person and you can learn how to take responsibility and accountability and realize it's going to serve me so much better to just say, hey, that was me. Like, I made a mistake. It won't happen again. Or I'm sorry. That won't happen again. That immediately, if someone does that to me, I don't care what they did. I'm like, okay, deal. Like, they took accountability. Fine. It's squash. If you're making excuses, if you're trying to pass it on to the next person, that's where I'm like, I don't really like you.
Always own up to your shit. I hate guys or anyone. You're right, not just guys, but I hate people that don't own up to what they do. Just say, I fucked up. That was me. Yes, I cheated on you. Yes, I was texting that girl. I was flirting with her. Just own up to it. Because the last thing you want to be seen as is a fucking coward. No woman wants a coward as a man.
Yeah,
Ever.
there's both men and of course women as well that don't take accountability, that are never at fault, and they lose out. And they lose out on good people because of their ego, their attitude, being narcissistic, you name it. So it's very important for some people to check themselves sometimes.
Well, people are human. Like, we're not robots. We're not AI. We're going to make several mistakes. Several. And I'm not going to hold those mistakes against you if you own up to them and you apologize and you take accountability. However, I will hold them against you if nothing's ever your fault, if there's always some hidden force working against you and there's always an excuse. Just take accountability.
Those are the most
sorry.
draining people to deal with, people that are never wrong and they just don't see it any other way, right? Yeah.
The
I
victim,
think we've all
the victim mindset.
Yeah, victim mindset.
Disease.
It is a disease, but it does affect everyone, not just men, not just women. It affects everybody.
Yeah, it's both sides. Everyone's involved. You got another question there that you want to throw?
Well,
out?
we got about 30 minutes left before the batteries run out on our main camera.
I had a question.
Throw it out
if you don't mind. If you have a question, go ahead. You could tell.
No, do your thing. Go
So
for
I
it.
got what's worse, a man cheating or a woman cheating?
Oh.
In your opinion, is there a difference?
Wait, in my perspective,
I'm not endorsing. I'm not condoning cheating. I don't want guys to think that. But I want to know from a female's perspective.
hands down a woman cheating because it's emotional at the end of the day. I'm
Thank you.
serious.
There you go.
Thank
It's
you.
a woman.
Boom.
Thank
It's a woman.
you.
To me, a male, mind you, when a man does cheat, I do fall back of like, what did I do? I don't say what they did. I think of what I did. I think women actually have a more victim mindset sometimes than males. But let me tell you, when a woman cheats, every single time, no offense, it's you. What did you do wrong for me to stray? Because to me, male are more sexually dominant. So I think guys will go out and fuck whoever because they're hot. Girls, I'm emotionally attached to somebody to go fuck them.
Yeah, there's women that have to open up emotionally to men to even consider sleeping with them. 100%.
Yeah.
And men is just like, oh, she's cute, she's hot.
When a man
Let me
gets
do it.
cheated on, he knows that she had a connection with that guy. And I think that's what like hits hard. It's like, this wasn't just physical. Like she genuinely liked that guy more than you. So
Yeah, so
I do agree with that, but at the end of the day, it is a breach of trust. It is a breach of an agreement that both of you made. So to me, both are equally wrong. So I agree totally that like it has to be emotional on a woman's part. It doesn't have to be for a man. So could that be considered worse? Maybe, but at the end of the day, you broke my trust. You broke my agreement. Done.
Yeah, number one, I don't advise, because you guys listen to these fucking content creators or these influencers that tell you it's okay to cheat on a girl. No. Number one, you guys aren't Andrew Tate. You guys keep forgetting that one aspect with the status and money he has. You guys are all just average fucking Joe Schmo. So if you cheat on your girl, she's never going to trust you again. And let me tell you, that comeback's going to hurt. Because if she wants to get back at you, she can sleep with your brother. She can sleep with your best friend.
Oh, yeah, because
Your
guys don't
She
care.
can sleep with your enemy.
Your dad.
She can sleep with your enemy. She can sleep with your coworker. The comeback, she's going to be thinking about that comeback. You think you just got away with it. So that's why I never advocate men cheat on their woman.
you
Yeah,
just
and I
gave
will-
her a get dick free card, basically.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
the women's circle of trust, like my friends won't have sex with you, but your friends definitely will have sex with me.
That's why you have to be careful who you hang around with. Your circle has to be tight with men that you trust, that are loyal to you. Because the most unattractive female that I ever meet is my friend's girlfriends, my brother's girlfriends. I don't even find them fucking attractive. I don't even want to look at them. Like, they try to say hi to me, like my boy's girl at the gym. I'm like, oh, see, you know, I don't even want to talk to her. I'm that kind of a fucking person. I don't want you smiling at me. I don't want to smile at you.
Yeah, my married friends, like when their wife is around, like I won't, like I keep my distance from them. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be like talking around.
You could treat her like a human.
You can say hi to her, guys. You can say hi.
There's certain lines you don't. Yeah, exactly. It's bro code.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna DM her on the side, like some. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but if you're at a barbecue, you could be like, "Hey, how's your job? How are your kids?"
Because this is what happens. You're at a public place. You're at a gym. Your boy's not there. His girl is, and you're there. You're talking to her for 5 minutes. She's smiling. She's laughing. His boys see that. What do you think they're going to tell him?
Okay.
She's cheating on you.
What do you think? Yo, did you see, the CZAR was
But do you
flirting
trust
with your
me?
girl?
Because let me tell you something. So I have 4 brothers, right? So I'm a girl's girl and I'm a guy's girl. So, and I'm also in the fitness arena. I surround myself with dudes all the time. So I always tell every man that I date, you better be secure with yourself because I'm around males with no shirts all the time. I am friendly with males. So it doesn't come down to what you saw. It's do you trust me?
I'll give you a scenario I had one time. My friend's wife hit me up and said, meet us at this bar. So-and-so's going to be there. It was like a group of our friends, right? I was about to go. Once I found out my friend wasn't there, I was like, I'm not going. You know, not that something would have happened. Like, it's not the point that like, oh, it would be wrong for me to go there. Like, nothing would have happened. Obviously, it was just friends hanging out. But when I found out he wasn't there, just out of respect for him, I wasn't going to do that.
100%.
Because he might feel a certain way about it, right? Like,
I kind of agree with that. You know what I mean? I agree with that, but like I'm friendly. I don't know, man. I am friendly with all my friends' husbands. Like I have conversations with them. It's because they trust me at the end of the day more than anything. But I get like if someone was texting and be like, show up at a bar.
It was a weird scenario, yeah.
That's weird.
I also just want to piggyback on being friendly. Like you will know when a girl is interested in you, okay? I'm friendly to everyone all the time. I don't care who you are. Okay. I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to ask about your day. I'm going to ask how you are. Like, oh, that's great. Like, whatever. That's not flirting. That's being a friendly human being. Okay. You will know when someone is flirting with you, when it's the eye contact, when it's the smiling, when it's like the playing with the hair, when you look at their feet. If their feet are pointed towards you and you're getting all those signals, chances are, oh my God, chances are
Just checking out the feet.
They're interested in you. Like, read the body language, but just being friendly is not flirting.
I think guys misread that a lot. They think because a girl's being nice to them that she's conveying interest, right? And that's not always the case. So.
They mistake the both. They confuse both of them because it seems like, oh, maybe she is flirting with me when that's really not the case.
Yeah, girls do it too, though. Oh God, this is why I hate text messages because you can't read an emotion behind a text message.
No, right.
It's the worst. Yeah. It's the absolute worst. So guys like, hey, how's your day? And you don't know the emotion behind it, but they're just being nice. Right. Or
they might be saying, hey, how's your day? Or hey, how's your day going? You know, something like that. You don't know.
Yeah, because you can't convey like emotion or personality through text.
No
you don't
distinction.
You can't be sarcastic through text because it'll. Yeah, you mentioned that on the last episode.
So can we also talk about then like phone calls, guys?
Okay.
Phone calls underrated. Call me.
Do you prefer phone calls?
I prefer. Oh my God, nothing is more attractive than when a guy calls you at the end of the night, at the end of his day, just to check in on you. I am a big phone call person because you can't. A text is just so non-connection sometimes. I could text my mother, my boyfriend, my brother all in the same minute. It doesn't take much thinking.
Let's go old school for a second. How about a guy gets your number and he tries to call you instead of text you? What would you say about that?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Please do that.
Because nowadays there's, of course, we're talking about, again, men asking women out and reaching out to women, but even though it's both sides, of course, but in this case, women sometimes just want to text.
I think, from my experience, the younger girls,
yes,
they're not going to answer your phone call. They're not, because they're not emotionally mature. They don't really have any type of value to add, like even conversation-wise. But a woman 25 and older, they prefer the phone call over the text.
I agree.
Because they have experience of talking to people. You understand? They're emotionally mature at that point.
Right.
But these young girls, you try calling them, good luck getting any of them to answer. They're more texting.
Good luck they're even texting back.
Yeah,
like,
they're
I'm not
just-
even
I know.
kidding. Like, there's so many people I see nowadays in their 20s and stuff, and they're like, what's your Snapchat? I almost fell over and died. I was like, did you just ask for their Snapchat?
I get offended.
I will be
I get
so
so
offended.
I'm like, but what the fuck is that? Get the fuck away from me.
I deleted that shit like 4 years ago. 5
I don't
years
even
ago.
want you anymore.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
It's so unattractive.
Yeah.
This shit is garbage.
Now,
Old school guys, phone number. Go for the phone number.
What's your AOL? Your Instagram?
what's your Gmail? I hear that nowadays. What's your Gmail? What's your
Are
email?
you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I'm not dating those motherfuckers either.
Yeah, no, stop. Stop.
I hear it online. I hear the boys online. Oh, what's your Gmail?
Oh my God.
So now going back to the cheating for a second, to, I guess, pinpoint it, have any of you been cheated on before?
Yes.
How did you find out? I want to know.
His wife texted me.
Oh shit! It was a married guy.
Oh yeah, lying to me about having a wife and a newborn baby. If you're out
Holy
there,
shit.
I hate you.
That's pretty tough.
That happens.
Mine was actually becoming friends with the girl by mistake, and she told me that she was dating him too.
What the
So like we ended up being at the same event, and then she was like, "I'm here because of this person." I was like, "I'm here because of this person." Then we looked at each other, and she's like, "I've been dating him." I was like, "So have I." So you put us in the same room, you fucking idiot.
And you did the Spider-Man thing where you guys are pointing at each other.
Yeah, and he like when he saw us, he just knew. He was like, "Oh shit!" Like, how fucking stupid
Guys
can you
are
be?
stupid. Guys get caught because they're so fucking stupid. I'll never forget. I sent a screenshot to this one girl I was dating, and I took a screenshot. I'll tell you. I sent her the screenshot. She ignored whatever I was talking about, and she said, "Who's Brittany?" I'm like, "How the fuck does she know about Brittany?"
Oh.
So I go back to the screenshot, and I took a screenshot of the message that Brittany sent me. I made it to DC safely, just letting you know. And I'm like, now I know why guys get caught. I'm like, we're so fucking stupid.
Also-
Guys aren't good cheaters.
I
Guys,
said,
you guys
we're
are not-
fucking.
Also,
I wasn't in
too-
a relationship with her, just to
Yeah, it
but
was,
she
like,
had
real
every
nice.
right to be mad at me. I understand.
I caught one guy because he was showing me a photo on his phone. Guys, I just want to let you know I'm not looking at the photo. I'm looking at the thumbnails underneath in the gallery.
okay.
And I was
Dating
like,
apps.
bam. Like, not even like, no, like he was showing me his gallery of his album. He's like, oh my God, look at this photo. But there's a bunch of underneath of photos. I saw a girl's boobs. And I was like, wait. Mind you, it could be porn. Like, I'm not saying. Then I was like, but that looks too real. It's not a screenshot of porn. And ended up being someone like,
Guys are
I know what
stupid.
I'm looking at.
That's why girls are just smarter when it comes to hiding shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, also
By far,
too,
much
if you go to
smarter.
Instagram, guys, I just wanted to, so if you go to your search tab, all your past searches come up. So don't be like, oh, look at this thing on Instagram and go into your search tab and you were checking other bitches. Clear
Oh, no,
your
you have to
search
del-
engine.
You have to delete those shits like every.
and like go into your text and delete the deleted messages as well. I have past girlfriends who have caught like they go through their text messages, but it just goes to deleted trash. You can go through deleted
Even
trash.
pictures.
help
Same
them.
thing
Yeah.
with,
Don't
but
help
same
them.
thing with
Okay.
pictures. Same thing with pictures. If you ladies go in a guy's photos and you see deleted photos, that's where you want to go because most guys don't delete those photos. That's in the deleted.
I think
file.
guys are putting together a game plan.
I
as we
know
speak.
I am. This is the worst podcast. Okay.
Do not tell our secret.
They do not.
But to me, I think a woman cheating will always be worse than a man cheating.
Yes.
Because once her emotions are involved, it's no longer physical. It's her emotions that are being involved. With the guy, it's purely physical. He sees a woman that he finds attractive, gets a squeeze off, whatever, comes home. He can still care for his wife and have feelings for only her. That's why when guys get caught cheating, the first question their girl will ask them is, do you have feelings for her? Why
Yes.
is that the most important thing? Because even they know once your emotions are involved, it's game over. They can't trust you anymore.
Also,
That's why they
I will
ask
say
you
my first
that.
question is how long has this been going on? So is it like a one night stand? Have you been doing this for months? Like what is happening here is probably my first question. And then always it reverts back to, do you have feelings for this girl?
Because once you have feelings for another girl,
over.
it's
Game
over.
over. Yeah.
She knows that's
Game
it. She
over.
can't. She
Listen
can
now.
no
Done.
longer. Not that she still will trust you, but that at least there's no hope left. There's absolutely no fucking.
At
hope
least
left.
for me, I don't care if you have feelings for her. I don't care if it's a one night stand, whatever. we are done. I don't even have to ask any questions because guess what? You still can't come home and have feelings for just me because you don't give a shit about me and my feelings because you know I'll be devastated by this. You know you're going to destroy our relationship. You know this is over now. So you actually don't have the right feelings for me. So this is over. No questions asked.
Now, hopping back on what we were talking.
Oh, are you thinking right now? I like that.
He's thinking about it.
Cheat on
Well, also
me.
because
I
like you
won't,
just
Jackie.
thought.
I
you-
still think that you'll be in love with me. That's all
Oh
I'm
my!
saying.
So I also think like you just referred to this as an option. I never want to. I was talking about this before. I'm now an
are you
option
starting
and I'm on
shit?
a list.
Why are you starting shit? Jackie's not just an option.
No, like I'm just saying we're not just an option, and like now I'm on a list of females. Like I was telling her before, like some girls, like I'm saying, they are lowering their boundaries of being like, I'll be number 2 as long as I'm number 1 on the list. I'll be on your list. Like what? There shouldn't be a list of, and there shouldn't be another option. Stop lowering your standards, please.
That's so true. It's so true.
My God, I got him. Everybody, did you get that?
But
Did you
guys,
get that?
If a girl catches you flirting with another girl, or you're being friendly, and she has doubts about you and her, you always tell her, babe, you know you're always number 1. I don't care about any of these other women.
Oh,
If you tell them that, if you say it the right way, they'll fall for you. They'll believe that shit. Because like she said, women, they want to be number 1 in your eyes.
yeah,
That's what it comes down to. But you also have to understand the game. I'm not saying don't flirt, but if you're out with a girl, she has to know that other women are attracted to you. She has to know that. Because if Jackie's going to look good during her dinner date and she thinks she's the only one that's going to turn fucking heads, she hasn't seen me going out.
I also think at the end of the day,
whatsoever.
humans, we're primal species, right? So we want what other people want.
Exactly.
We are on the
Yes.
hunt as well. So we want what other people
and
want.
women notice everything. So they see if other women are turning heads, like, who the fuck is that? If they're waiting in the line in the bathroom and they see a girl just staring at you, they notice that. Okay? If they notice the waitress being extra friendly with you and flirty, they notice that. They could say whatever they want as long as you don't disrespect them.
I was gonna
You're
say,
not
don't you play
flirting
into
back.
it.
What I'm saying is she has to know that other women want you. So that's why I tell you guys, look your best, work out. You don't have to wear the most expensive fucking clothes, but you have to carry that type of energy with you, that attitude. Get a haircut every 2 weeks. Be self-groomed. You don't have to be the best-looking dude, but just take care of yourself.
Yeah, because if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're definitely not taking care of me. Yeah. That's it at the end of the day. I can't say it anymore. How you're carrying yourself, you're not going to treat me the same way. How you speak, oh my God, how people speak about themselves also is wild. Like when someone is like, I'm just really, really, really fat, it drives me nuts because I'm like, would you say that to your significant other? No, then why are you saying it about yourself? Like it's so unattractive.
Or self-esteem, kind of like
Like,
self-defeating.
yeah, that's what you really think about yourself. How the fuck you gonna be there for me? Wild.
Yeah, never ever say, oh, I'm just unlucky. You know, bad things just happen to me. Oh, I don't know, it was just luck. No, you're good at everything you do, motherfucker. Like, that's the attitude you need to have. How did you do? I didn't know you were good at this. I'm good at everything I do. Does it sound cocky? Better than saying, oh, I'm just lucky, I guess, or, it's just bad luck.
Wait, I
Or
want you to have some type of humbleness to you, please. Don't come off like a douche. Please have some humbleness to you.
let's hope you like douches then. 'Cause I'm the biggest one you'll ever meet.
Oh my God. No, you have to have some type of humbleness and know where you came from at the end of
Absolutely.
the day.
Absolutely. I think you should have a little bit of vulnerability as a man. You're not a fucking robot. You're not an AI robot. But if you see someone in need of help, you go and you help that person.
I also think that confidence and cockiness are completely different.
They are.
But like, I want someone who loves himself and has confidence, but that doesn't mean that you think you're better than everyone else. I feel like cockiness is having this arrogance and like, I'm better than you. Like, no, I want someone who's confident, who loves himself, who knows who they are and the work that they've done on themselves, but isn't ever saying, oh, but I'm better than everyone, or I'm better than you.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you that, men having an inflated ego and women having an inflated ego, if you show that to, if you're a woman, you show that to a man. If you're a man, you show that to a woman. They will not want you just because you're showing that narcissistic, I'm so full of myself mentality. nobody wants that around.
Like P. Diddy. He's the perfect example.
Can we not? Can we just not?
I'm talking about the narcissistic,
okay.
egotistical.
So many things
No, just egotistical example of just not being likable. That's
Yes.
you never want to be that person.
Now, to dive back for a second with the cheating part, you ladies said that you've been cheated on. Did you ever get back at those men for cheating on you?
I'm going to be completely honest. I have cheated on my man before when I was younger and I was immature. Totally have, and it was connection. But like, I never took revenge on somebody that cheated on me. My revenge is happiness. You watch me be successful. You watch me get my money. You watch me be happy is the biggest revenge ever.
Yeah, success is the best revenge. And also, I'm not karma. Like, that's not my job. But guess what? Every man that's ever cheated on me has paid, not from me, but from the universe. And I appreciate that.
You look happy.
Yeah.
There must have been some things that went down.
My God. And how much time is actually left?
Well, we covered a lot. I mean, we have roughly 15 minutes left. So you guys have any closing thoughts? I guess we'll slowly start to wrap it up.
You guys first. You guys are the hosts. Whatever you want.
Well, before we give our thoughts, one question that came to mind, because it seems like everything's so out of place ever since the whole COVID year, and now we're 4 years later. Not everybody's interacting the way they used to pre-COVID. So where are you meeting men nowadays? Where do you guys?
And what would you rather prefer? Like, what would you rather prefer, dating apps or in person? Like them approaching you
in person
I
all
told
day,
you.
every day.
There's nothing beats that.
Because it's
Nothing beats in
again,
person.
I also know on the app you can be texting all of the females on the app, like in the matter of seconds at your fingertips. So I'd rather meet somebody in person.
Yeah. Also, like, I can look great online. Anyone can. Anybody can put their best foot forward and write their little resume out and look amazing online. What really is valuable to me, if someone sees me and sees my energy and sees who I am, and it's like, I have to talk to that person. That is hot. And the most unattractive thing is when people are like, oh, thank God you came up to me because I would have never come up to you. Like, that's too scary. Like, I'm not scary. I'm really, like, I'll give anyone the time of day. Like, even if I'm not interested, I'll have a conversation with you. And then if you say, like, hey, can I get you a drink? I have my own. Like, that, it's okay. But it was great talking to you, But that's not scary. Like, get over it.
I will say, like, let me tell you, the most unattractive thing that guy says to me is like, you're just really intimidating. I don't even want to attract you because you're so beta. You're so beta. They're like, you're
scared of a woman, number one.
Yeah, they're just like, you're just really intimidating, right? So like, I'm 5'10" almost, and I wear heels and stuff like that, and I get really dressed up head to toe. And they're just like, oh, you're just really intimidating. I'm like, you're not even in my pool for you to even say something like that.
Yeah. I think there's guys that they'll see you or they'll try to go up to you, and at the end of the night, when they go back home, they don't want to feel that they got fully rejected, because I'm sure there's guys that go up to women and they'll reject them, and they're scared of that. I don't think they're scared of women in particular. It's the action that occurs during the interaction with the woman prior, because they're thinking too much into it, and then the result afterwards.
Men haven't, a lot of men, you shouldn't, but they're scared of being rejected. Men have a fear of being rejected.
Everyone does, though.
Yeah, and everything.
But as a man, you should have no fear of rejection whatsoever. Like, men can handle rejection. That's what I'm trying to say. You should have no fear of being rejected, especially by a woman. But they also don't know what the fuck to say. Men don't know what to say because they're so used to being on their phone or meeting people on their phone, talking on their phone. So we were blessed at a time where we grew up where you had to use your mouthpiece. Like, you had to learn how to fucking talk to people. You didn't have dating apps where everything's not real anymore. But what a woman really wants is something natural and organic happening in the moment. Approaching her and getting her to laugh. Having her being
Please make us
attracted
laugh.
to you.
Yeah.
You gotta say something stupid to break the ice. Sometimes it is what it is, and then it could lead into something else.
But no girl's going to approach you. Like, these guys think that they're just going to sit there and wait for choosing signals. Oh, yeah, she's going to approach me any second now. Newsflash, it's not going to fucking happen. And the only women that will actually approach you, I'm talking about like fully approach you, flirt with you, or position themselves where you can approach them, those women are fucking hoes that do that. Okay? Because they understand the game. They've been doing that for a long time. The feminine women, the good quality women, they're not going to position themselves that way. They're not going to approach you. They're going to wait for you to approach them. Okay? And they're so busy on their phones or on their headphones. If you're going to wait for a woman to approach you or wait for her to, point her knee towards you or, play with her hair, you're a fucking idiot. It's like, just go and approach her.
Wait, so I have that. What's your number one pickup line then when you approach a female?
Well, I'm not going to tell you guys that. I'm not, because I might use it.
Let me give everyone a really big secret too right now. This is why comedians that like really aren't conventionally attractive, okay, everyone's beautiful, but aren't conventionally attractive are with supermodels, because whenever a girl laughs, there's a hormone that your uterus releases that's an oxytocin hormone, which is the love hormone. So every time you make a girl laugh, she's getting more and more attracted to you biologically.
Okay.
Wow. I feel like everybody should save that, keynote that.
Save that nugget, because that's gonna come in handy at some point.
Yeah.
But you don't want to
Get
be a
funny.
goofball like Will Smith. There's a difference between being funny and charming and then acting like a goofball like Will Smith.
There's an immaturity
or
level.
Pete Davidson. Like, you never want to be...
You never want to make everything into a joke either, because that just shows a sense of
Or
immaturity.
Kevin Hart. Like Kevin
There's a
Hart,
fine
he makes
line.
everything into a fucking joke. And
Yeah.
Life's not that funny, bro. It's like,
I
relax,
agree.
dude.
There's a fine line, but like be funny at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to keep it real, and then also you have to throw in your sense of humor. Why not?
Yeah.
That's what's going to keep things nice and relaxed. So, yeah, why don't we go ahead and you guys give your final thoughts, guy and ladies. What do you guys think of the podcast, our talk this evening?
Advice for men. Anything you
What's your
guys
final
wanna
message
say?
to men?
Yeah. Final message to men.
Yeah, I think that might be a great
Okay.
final
Be as
message.
brutally honest as you can.
I thought the conversation was great.
Yeah.
I've actually loved it. I think really my biggest piece of advice is work on yourself and be someone that you are proud to be, and be completely yourself, because somebody will love you even for the things that you hate about yourself.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of going to piggyback off of her. Authenticity attracts authenticity, right? So when you are yourself, vulnerability comes out, making a female feel safe. Trust, all the traits we talked about tonight all come from being authentic. You can't go wrong from there. And again, that cannot be taken from you in any way possible. And that is the most attractive thing to be and to work on.
Awesome. How about
Last message.
Yeah.
I'm
What
gonna
do you-
go off what they said as well. Don't act like someone you're not. I know we talked about this on the last podcast. Stop trying to act like Andrew Tate or trying to act like someone that you truly aren't deep down inside, because women can see right through that, and it's a facade, and they know you're just pretending. And I've done consultations with men who have this fucking issue going on. Just stay true to yourself and be yourself and work on yourself. That's the best thing I have to
love it? Wonderful.
say right now.
Out of everything we spoke about today, I think what you said in the beginning should be the biggest eye-opener for any guys watching. You said it yourself, guys aren't approaching at all. You want them to approach, and they just simply aren't doing it. I think guys just have to grow a pair of balls and start approaching women, because that's probably where they're failing right out the door.
Exactly. You guys have to try. Men have to try to talk to women and go up to them and approach them and see what happens. Hey, if you fail, you fail. We've all been in that boat. We learn, we make mistakes, we pick ourselves up and keep going. On to the next, onwards and upwards. But you have to try. And also, you'll think about being in your masculine role so ladies can be in their feminine role, no matter how alpha or masculine they can be. I think that's very important. You know, maybe they're independent, they're boss babes. Sure, fine, it is what it is. You have to put yourself in the position where you're the boss in a way. You're the masculine guy. You're the one leading the way. And she's following along, and you take out that femininity from her that, you know, wouldn't be if she was with another guy.
Well, like you said, you have to feel safe in that man's presence, right?
100%. Excellent. So we thank you all for coming. Do you guys want to drop your social medias, any business, anything, where the people can find you?
My Instagram is Jacqueline _ Giancola, and you can find me there.
Awesome.
Courtney Roselle with an underscore as well, or Iron Grace Fitness. You'll find me in Hoboken. Anything under Iron Grace is always me.
Awesome. And our czar of dating.
Everyone knows who I am.
Everybody knows.
If you don't, sorry, I don't have an underscore in my name, but
We
you guys
do,
don't
actually.
know who I am. You guys will. And I love this podcast. I love what you guys are doing because we're the only ones in Jersey in this area that are actually holding it down compared to all the other fucking losers in California and Florida.
Yeah, and thank you guys for having us as
No,
well.
Thank
Thank
Ladies
you.
were great.
Thank you.
And to all you other podcasts out there, guess what? They don't have an OnlyFans.
No OnlyFans, we're real
They're
careers.
still here,
Yeah.
still talking game. You guys got to step your game up instead of using an OnlyFans as a fucking incentive to get women on your show. Because I'd rather have these girls on the show than
1000%.
than any of the ratchet ass women you have on your show.
But we don't judge.
Yes. Thank you.
I think you girls crushed it. You know,
Definitely.
You really made us definitely see a different side of women, even ourselves as the host of this podcast. Of course, you know, czar of dating as well. He saw a different side here, so it's very nice to see, and we hope that women aren't hating on what we're saying. We hope that they're taking in and learning and following some great examples, role models in women that we have here. So hopefully this is not the first and the last time. I'm sure you guys will be back. We'll be happy to have you back. Of course, czar of dating.
just don't open the car door. Whatever you guys
Open it every time. Open it.
do. Okay.
We of course will have you back again. And
I do agree with. I wanted to say something quickly because I did a podcast with this woman, this older woman, and she actually had some game. So she said a woman likes when a guy opens the door for her, not car door, opens the door, the restaurant door, bar door, wherever they're going, the venue. He slides her through the door by having his hand on her lower back, but he also checks out her ass at the same time. She said there's something masculine about that. Like you let her through and she knows like you're checking her out. Like, damn.
I mean, I definitely want you
Right?
checking me out.
Exactly.
I mean,
like I didn't even know that. I was like, damn, I learned something. So I started doing that every time that, you know, I let the woman, when I slide her through the door, I always check her out now, you know, up and
When we
down. And I
check
want her to know that I checked her out.
that's like a 2-for-1 special. Right?
It's very powerful. You don't do it in a creepy fucking.
Yeah, don't
there's
do
so
it in a
many.
creepy way,
There's so
please,
many
please.
creepy. Like they start like
please.
licking their
Fine
tongue,
line.
like they're fucking Ted Bundy or. Guys, do it in a smooth, masculine way. Just look at her and go like, "Damn," you know, raise your eyebrows up.
Also, pull my chair out. That's hot.
he's not doing that either. Is he not?
Well, you should.
It doesn't sound like you'll be doing
listen.
that, but
It depends how you do it. My thing is always it's how you do it. If you're a beta male trying to be nice and seeking her approval, that's why you're doing it. I hope she likes me because I'm being a gentleman. I don't fuck with guys like that. I think that's fake.
Or how about it's because you respect me and you think I'm a queen and queens deserve their chairs pulled out?
We'll save this for another.
we might have to save this for the next episode that we
When
have.
Jackie's not on here.
But thank you all.
Go back.
Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast guys on YouTube. We are on Instagram, TikTok, the podcast guys _ We're on X, the podcast guys 5. Of course, we're on Rumble as well, the podcast guys _ Check out the podcast. This was a hell of a show, and we will see you next time. Peace.